Hello there, I'm Mike Wagner, an assistant professor in the Department of Political Science at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. As you might know, Bob Kerrey, former governor and senator, is now back in Nebraska running for the open seat in the United States Senate on the Democratic side. He faces Chuck Hasselbrook in the Democratic primary and then will face probably John Bruning or Don Stenberg or Deb Fischer in the general election in the fall. This move by Bob Kerrey has gotten a lot of interest around the country and in Nebraska and has brought to mind several questions such as, has anything like this ever happened before in Nebraska, and what are Kerrey's chances into the fall? There is a history in Nebraska of people growing up here, living here for a while, moving away, and coming back to serve. The most notable examples are currently Jeff Fortenberry, who is a member of the House of Representatives in our 1st district here in Nebraska. Fortenberry was born in Louisiana, but had lived in Lincoln for quite some time before he decided to run for Congress. In fact, he was on the Lincoln City Council from 1997 to 2001, so he had established a residency in Nebraska for quite some time. On the other hand, Senator Chuck Hagel grew up in North Platte and then moved out east and then decided to come back and run for office in 1996, where he was successful in winning the United States Senate seat against then-Governor Ben Nelson. But Hagel moved back long in advance of running for re-election and not right up against the deadline as Bob Kerrey has. And so this is a little bit of a unique situation in Nebraska. Now, what are Bob Kerrey's chances at successfully getting his old Senate seat back? Since he last ran for office, the partisan complexion of the Cornhusker state has changed quite a bit. And now Republicans have an advantage in registered voters of about 170,000 over the Democratic registered voters in the state. Now, there are plenty of nonpartisan registrants as well, and if you added together the independents and the Democrats, they outnumber the Republicans, but not by much. And so this means that Kerrey has to win all of the Democratic votes, pretty much all of the independent votes, and maybe some Republican votes here and there to have a real chance at winning his seat in the fall. It's going to be a very tall order for Kerrey and will certainly be a very exciting and negative race. It's really likely that this will cost in the tens of millions of dollars for both candidates, and we'll have a lot of super PAC spending, which is good for local television stations, but perhaps bad for you and me, as we'll see lots of negative advertisements on television in the fall. What this all means, of course, will be decided on Election Day, but right now it looks as though Kerrey's comeback is a very difficult one for him to complete in Nebraska.